Hello everybody, welcome to another roundtable type discussion on behalf of the DECT Forum for the DECT Forum magazine, DECT Today, and for the DECT Forum YouTube channel. Now, up until now, we've covered DECT NR Plus rather extensively, but we've typically been talking with and discussing the established players within the DECT Forum ecosystem. And we thought it was about time we started to talk to some of the new companies that are coming along and bringing their skills and experience to the DECT NR Plus marketplace. So we're going to talk today to three companies, and I'm assisted in this call by Roland Lavlinski of the DECT Forum. He's Business Development Director. And gentlemen, perhaps starting with Roman, you can each tell us who you are, which company you work for, and briefly what your company does.
Okay, am I the first one to answer?
You are indeed, Roman.
Yeah, okay. So my name is Roman Lavlinski. I work as a business development for DSR Corporation. And DSR Corporation, we are working on NR Plus stack right now. And historically, we have done a lot of wireless and embedded products with very strong focus on wireless technologies for smart home and building automation. So we have a lot of market successful products. So one of the flagship products that we have right now is Zigbee stack, ZBoss. It's been widely utilized, and we are happy to explore the new ground with NR Plus. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much. Fredi, why don't you go next?
Yes, thank you. So I'm Fredi della Torre. I'm the co-founder of STRATUM 9 and also in the commercial lead of STRATUM 9. And so I'm responsible of the commercial side of the company, including partnerships, business development, and bringing also DECT NR Plus solutions to the market. And so we as STRATUM 9, we develop IoT solutions based on the nRF91 chips from Nordic. But of course, we develop our own DECT NR Plus products like the DECT NR Plus gateway we offer from now on.
Great, thank you. And Mathias, your turn.
Yeah, hi, I'm Mathias Bohge. I'm the CEO of R3 Solutions. We are a company that is specialized in industrial wireless. Since 11 years, we have put several products on the market, including our Bridge Ease, which is based on Echoring, but also we do Wi-Fi clients, and now we also do DECT NR Plus. We've started up with DECT NR Plus as part of the Mercy Consortium to come up with new ideas for the nice technology. What we've shown is AMR, so an autonomous mobile robot that is controlled in safety and control over DECT NR Plus. And this is actually where we are the specialists. So we are specialists in safety and control traffic for industrial automation. And also where we're looking at the moment is the drone business.
Okay, thank you. Well, we like to think it's because we've done a fantastic job of promoting and publicizing NR Plus, but can you tell us, how did you first learn about this technology? Mathias, you may as well go again.
So we are quite in good cooperations with Sennheiser and also with Wirepass, and these two nice companies, they approached us for the Mercy project. So we've been with Sennheiser and Wirepass, part of the Franco-German project, and where Sennheiser goes more into the direction of audio, and Wirepass is all about smart metering and also IoT. We were the ones for the industrial automation and the robot control to complete the full picture of DECT NR Plus. And as I said, we have our own industrial safety and control solution already on the market, but this is proprietary. And this is good sometimes it's bad for proprietary to have or to sell a proprietary solution. So what we really like about it, it's a full deterministic technology that we can use in a standard way to allow the use cases that we usually do with Echoring or proprietary technology. Yeah. And we want to push that into the industrial market. So we also teamed up with STRATUM 9. And yeah, as you know, we are trying to go into the industrial direction by founding this industrial interest group. And yeah, that's where we start this standard, and also want to work on cooperation mechanisms among our technologies.
Okay, well, Fredi, your company was mentioned there. How did DSR become knowledgeable about DECT NR+?
You mean STRATUM or DSR?
Sorry, I meant STRATUM.
Okay, no worries. So basically, I think it was in late December 2023. So we were looking at some stuff for the Nordic nRF91 chip, and then we saw, okay, there is marketing, or they are mentioning DECT NR+ on the website. And so, okay, at first we thought, why is Nordic providing solutions for DECT now? So for the classical DECT, because for us, we thought, okay, why is a IoT chip now supporting DECT? But nevertheless, we said, okay, we are curious, and started reading more about it. And then after some short internal discussions, let's say, we were fascinated by the standard and said, okay, we have to look closer at it, yes.
Okay, and Roman, what about DSR? Get it right this time, Vince.
So yeah, as I already shared, so we have a line of business in building automation and smart home. And it actually, funny, it started also in 2023. So we got approached by some connections in the industry, and they started to talk to us about this new technology and that they are interested in that. So like large building automation companies like Legrand, Schneider. So they started to ask us if we are doing any exploration about this technology. So, and well, we did after those conversations in 2023 and realized that it's really promising. So, which brought us here basically.
Okay.
Okay, well, maybe time for me to ask a question, but I first want to say that I'm very pleased that we're seeing new companies join the DECT Forum in our efforts to promote NR+. Yeah, and it's already been mentioned, we're fascinated by the technology was used, I think, by you, Hubert, and yeah, given that there are so many different wireless technologies, the big question is always why were you interested in NR+? When you look at your products and your applications, what's the appeal of this particular technology?
I will start. So let's say DECT NR+, there are a few key technical features, let's say, that really caught our attention. First and most important thing is its channel access procedure. So that allows for interference-free communication, and it supports the scheduled access. So in addition to the standard random access. And this is crucial for, let's say, our applications, also for the real-time communication in an industrial setting. So because if a network relies entirely on random access, it quickly becomes unreliable when many devices tries to communicate at the same time. And also with the NR+, even the random access phase is scheduled by the base station. So the base station knows all about your network. And so we said, okay, we have the experience on the nRF91. And so we tried and said, we want to do the DECT NR+ based on the nRF91 chip. And we also had a specific project in mind already with our customer. It was an industrial telemetry collector based on the nRF91. And we had there in there the LTM. But for some customers, for the end customers, they said, okay, no, our data has to stay in the company. And so we needed a reliable communication system where the data stays in the company and not use Wi-Fi. So this was all, we had to do this on this way. And so we started for a stack provider, and we couldn't find anything suitable for our use cases. And so we started then with developing in April 2024 with the development of our own MAC layer, where we had then our use case for a real-time communication system already in our mind. So based on the scheduled access of DECT NR+, and integrated then into this solution, into the telemetry collector. And so, yeah, this was our beginning story of DECT NR+, and also with the scheduled access. And so we then are now in the stage of offering a fully DECT NR Plus gateway for industrial communication. Yes.
Okay, thanks for clarifying that. So maybe Matthias, can you share your views here?
Yeah, it's pretty much aligned with what Fredi said. So it's about this determinism that I already was talking about. It's about making sure that in control and safety, you're able to send the data whenever you need it. And this is the problem with randomized access. So where you actually cannot be sure that your data is sent when you actually need it. So that's the big difference between regular, let's say, IoT data and IIoT. So for industrial control settings, that you have these cyclic loops if you control a robot, yeah, or if you control a monorail system or something like that, where your controller needs the data in very deterministic time slots, so to say. Yeah? You have cyclic times of 60 milliseconds, 32 milliseconds, 64 milliseconds, and so on. And if you have a random channel access, then you do have the problem that you cannot be sure that you actually get the channel access when you need it. And this is special. You don't have this with Wi-Fi. You do have it with 5G, so private 5G from 3GPP, but you also have it with DECT. So that's the one thing that you have this scheduled stuff. The other thing is, of course, the beauty of the exclusive channel, yeah, the DECT channel. We did have a customer here some times ago, a large customer with large sites all around the world, and he said, "Well, that's brilliant because we're just getting rid of our phones at the moment." Yeah, so our old DECT cordless phones, and those frequencies, we were thinking about what to do with those frequencies, and now we have a solution. Because the telephones are moving to Wi-Fi, everything is now in or even to 5G. Everything is out of this band and it's usable. So having this more or less global exclusive use of the band on 1.9 gigahertz, that's really a plus.
Okay, thanks very much. Then Roma, maybe from your perspective as a tech provider, but you mentioned you're working with other technologies as well. So what's your what do you see as the strengths of NR Plus?
Well, definitely having a worldwide band, dedicated band, is a very strong feature of NR Plus. But then also, well, since this is a different world, so the mesh capability that NR Plus brings, its compliance with the latest security regulations like RED, for example. And it's, well, some of the features it provides, like the distance is much better than in traditional BA wireless networks, like based on Thread, for example, on Zigbee. And also because it is really interesting because it can be the transport for many application layers. Like I'm talking about, by that way it can be compliant with Matter, for example, and with KNX, being universal transport for both building automation technologies. This is really cool.
So, okay, what's been your experience so far, guys? And has it been easy to integrate with the companies that were already active in NR Plus? Fredi, perhaps you want to jump there.
Yes. So short answer, look for the time now. So our experience has been very positive. And also especially when it comes to Nordic Semiconductor, the support from Nordic was excellent or is excellent, and which is not something you often see, let's say, from silicon vendors out there. And they were very open and collaborative, and which was extremely helpful because out there's not much information you will get as a technician for DECT NR Plus. And through this close cooperation with Nordic, also a partnership as a DECT NR Plus solution partner has then developed with Nordic. Yes.
And how about you, Matthias?
Yeah, the partnership with the different companies in the DECT forum is nice. So it's still feels a little like a family, I would say. It's not so big as you might envision the 3GPP world. And also when you go to the standardization meetings, within the ETSI, you really get things done. Yeah, I think that's a sticker of Wirepass. We get shit done. I like it a lot. I would like to have this claim. Nevertheless, the standard moves with big steps, and this is what I like. So we're really having speed, and interest is attracted from customer side, from industrial side. We start to get traction on that. People are still wondering what it is, and I have stopped to talk about 5G because I keep confusing people if I say DECT is 5G, even though it is, yeah, but still, it might be rather an information that you can put us at a side. By the way, we're also 5G, but that's important actually for the German funding community, because as it's an official 5G and then hopefully also 6G technology, we were able to also acquire some governmental money for 5G and 6G. Have been discussing this at the ministry some weeks ago when the transfer hubs were kicked off, the 6G transfer hubs, and I'm quite sure that also the community around 5G and 6G here in Germany gets attracted by DECT step by step, and they also open their mind that the 5G and 6G world is larger than just 3GPP. So you can see it at clients, you can see it at partners, you can also see it in politics and in governmental endeavors, that the technology gains speed.
And Roman, how's DSR finding it to integrate with the DECT community and the projects that are going on?
It's awesome, actually. So we receive really great support from Nordic, as mentioned, and a special thanks to Lori. I think he's driving it really a lot. At the same time, we see a lot of effort from DECT Forum themselves, and we are members of one of the groups inside the forum, which is the Building Automation Group, and we see that all the companies are bringing their knowledge together. They are discussing certification, interoperability. So, well, that makes this technology really future-proof, I believe. So it's going to be a success.
Thank you.
Okay, maybe I can jump in again, but you actually just answered maybe part of the question that I had as the next one. It's been said now that we're seeing, more traction, and that's very clear, and we have more companies joining DECT Forum and working with NR Plus. And that's very good. But the big question for an organization like ours is always, what can we do to make things better, to make sure that DECT NR Plus becomes a major success, because that's what we're aiming for. So maybe a few ideas here. Let me start with Roman this time.
Yeah, okay. So I think we need to, or all of us need to continue invest our effort in the building the community. Inside the forum and the outside, we need to attract new members, clearly. And we need to be sure that the technology finds its path to the real adoption in the real world. And also one very important point from my perspective is that we have as many silicon vendors joining this move as possible. So we all need to be promoters of the technology, and basically. These are, we have in plans, because we are talking by historically, by the way of our business, we are talking to many silicon companies, and we plan to have these conversations with many of them. So we are spreading the idea.
Yeah, very good point. It's been said many times. And okay, Mathias, you're not in building automation, more in the industrial automation. Then, from your perspective, what can we do better or more?
Well, it's all about marketing, yeah. So what I already said, being in a proprietary technology has some advantages, but also has the disadvantage that all advertising that you're doing is on your own, right? So what we really need is a community built, and that spreads the word. Yeah, that should be your task, spreading the word, being on the fairs, even more on more fairs, connect with politics, connect with ministries, go out and say this is a great technology, because I think technology-wise we're at a good speed. We have a great technology, but as you know from history, it's not always the great technology that at the end is the one that wins. Yeah, but it's the one that has the best strategic fits.
Yeah.
Everybody knows the story of VHS and so on. That was not so good as Video 2000. Still, it won. That was mostly because of the porn industry. I don't say we have to go for porn industry now with DECT NR+, but we need to find the strategic partners that actually help us to scale up the business. That must be your and our job in the DECT forum.
Yeah. Thanks very much. And then Fredi, you have anything to add to that?
Yes, I think Matthias and Roman already said the biggest points of us. It's also to see more silicon vendors, which are providing then DECT NR+. And also, let's say, what the DECT forum did or is doing by establishing different working groups, and also the initiatives like the DECT forum Air are helpful to connect also with other companies. And so we also had a talk last week with Matthias and with R3 to get more traction onto DECT NR+ and how we can, that we can be more aware of how to get DECT NR+ into the industry. And also this Open NR project is an important initiative. And we need to continue supporting and contributing to these open projects, because as they also act as a reference implementation for a standard and provide their, let's say, a strong and also a shared foundation for everyone. And so I think this is then a good way to go. But we need to do some work here, and I think we are in a good way. Technology-wise, it's one of the best standards we have, I think.
Well, we've been considering a bunch of ideas there, but to kind of wrap up the discussion, I'm going to ask you to take a laser focus, really, and say, in your mind, amongst all the considerations like working groups, like projects, like test and certification programs, what's the single most important goal that your company and the others involved in the development of NR+ based products should be aiming for? Just what's the most important thing? Matthias, you kick that one off.
Oh, I have to start. That's not friendly.
Well, yeah, but that's easy then, because nobody else can copy what you said.
Sorry. Yeah, we have to get products on the market. Full stop.
As simple as that. Yeah, I get that. Fredi, what do you think?
It's, let's say, our main goal, or as STRATUM 9, is to build DECT NR+ products, but that solve real customer problems. It's not the next wireless communication, but we will really solve problems which customers have in the past, and we can solve them and create measurable value in real applications. And their DECT NR+ is then, I think, a good solution for that.
Okay, and the focus on the focus is now on you, Roman. What do you think?
I think we need to continue to grow the community and the awareness of all the market members in the greatness of this technology.
So you're saying more people pushing together?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Well, that's all been tremendously positive. I will wrap this up now, because the longer we keep this conversation going, the quicker people will drop off. But it's been very, very interesting today. I'm very pleased that we're working closely with all of your companies now, helping drive NR+ forward. And I'm sure this is not the last time we'll be talking together on one of these DECT forum platforms. So thank you everyone for your help today, including you, Rolf, for your contribution. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Vince.
Thank you.
Thank you.